In this film, guys, we shall be taking a look at the 2005 animated Disney movie Tarzan 2, in which is the second installment in the Tarzan franchise. So without further ado, let's get into today's review. Let's get into it. So I thought then that this movie was a good animated Tarzan movie. I don't think it was anything special, and it definitely was not needed. It was just another example of Disney classic sequel prequels that have just failed, because I don't know why Disney classic prequels and sequels never seem to work, or they do okay but they end up changing something about it, like either the actors or something completely different. This, I think, does that in a similar vein, as it tries to create a plot hole and a plot gap which was never there in the original movie. And you might argue, well, there was nowhere else to go, as Tarzan and Jane sort of covers what happens after Tarzan, correct? So why the fuck do you need to come back and do another Tarzan movie? And surely wouldn't you just go, right, we're moving on from Tarzan now, we'll put that to bed. No, we've got to get Tarzan back out again, because there's always something incomplete about a franchise, because there always is. Even though the Tarzan franchise could have ended probably after Tarzan. They did Tarzan and Jane. It did crap, but it did show what happens to Tarzan after Tarzan. But in a way, we as Disney fans didn't really need the sequel slash prequel, as it didn't really give us anything that we didn't already know about Tarzan. Obviously, we got to find out about a new character, Zugo, and we got to see Tarzan's journey back to his mother, after being separated from his family and then not wanting to go back to him because he feels his mother would be better off without him, after hearing parents talk about him and how he's going to get somebody killed or things like that. And that really upsets him, and then just decides not to go back until the end of the movie where he meets his mum again. I think that side of things, okay, I like that story, but was it needed? No, it was not fucking needed. It does my nutting. However, I think if you're looking at it from the eyes of Disney going, well, we created a decent average story. Well, you did, but that wasn't the intention. You should be always looking to create something at that level. And if not, fuck it off. And I think watching Tarzan go through this journey of finding out who he is, because he, at that age, doesn't really know that he isn't a gorilla. But he doesn't exactly know what he is. But I think, for me personally, I think they sum that up in Tarzan, don't they? Where he finds out who he is, but he's sort of like that same plot. However, I don't think everything's bad about this movie. Is something that does annoy me when they do these sequels slash prequels of Disney classic movies, is that they always change something that doesn't need to be changed. And in this one, they kept something that I really enjoy about Tarzan 1, which is a Phil Collins soundtrack, and they followed it through in this one. They kept it going with the Phil Collins soundtrack. It worked, helping the flow of the movie. And I think that was something where you went, it's not all bad because they've got a good soundtrack. It's not all bad because at least it's telling the emotions of what the characters are feeling. Unlike really, really bad sequels that don't do that, I feel it delivers in that retrospect. But although it's like, this helps to polish a turd, and I feel that the standout of the movie is probably the Phil Collins soundtrack. Moving on to the villain, I feel that the problem is with Disney villains is that whoever follows is always going to struggle at being a Disney villain, because you've got some iconic Disney villains within the Disney universe. You're looking at Scar, you're looking at Jafar, you're looking at King John, you're looking at these iconic Disney villains within the Disney classic universe, if you like. And to go into those shoes, you're gonna have to be a good, great villain, and Mama Gunda was not that. I feel that she failed to do anything. She didn't feel like a huge threat, and you knew that the villain was never going to be a huge threat, especially to Tarzan or anybody else in that retrospect who was in the Tarzan movie, because anybody who was in the original, you know that they're not going to die, they're not going to get killed off, because this is a prequel. They're going to be in the next movie. So in the suspenseful moments where Mama Gunda looked like she was going to pose a big threat, and the likes of Utua and Kunga, You never felt threatened by those villains, did you? You never felt that, look, they're gonna do some harm, because Uto and Gunga were completely idiotic between the pair. I don't think they offered anything between them. They were idiots. I felt that the villain Mamagunda was sort of like the leader of the two and the one the glue holding that family together. And the whole thing around the villains in this particular one is they're just sort of these loner sort of guerrilla family that just want to take over where the Zugor is, as they've been kept back so long from this luxurious part of the island where they're on, because of this Zugor character protecting this part of the island. Finally then, I thought that the actors and actresses were good. I felt that they did a job. As we saw the likes of Harrison Chad, George Carlin, Brad Garrett, Ron Pearlman, Estelle Harris, Glenn Close, Lance Henriksen, and Brenda Grate, in which were all good in this particular movie. To summarise Tarzan 2 then, I feel that it was just bang average, wasn't needed, however, still performed as a sequel/prequel, hence why I've rated this movie a 6.7 out of 10, and a average film. So let me know down in the comments down below what your thoughts are. Is it good, is it bad, is it terrible, is it amazing? Let me know down in the comments down below. Also, we have noticed not enough people have been smashing that subscribe button, so please do that now. Hit the like button, hit that notification bell, and I shall see you guys in the next one. Laters.